Hey everyone, welcome to episode 19. In today's podcast, we are going to be going over the topic of listening to your body. Sometimes we are so busy or we are just involved with all the day-to-day activities of working, taking care of our home, our family, and so much more that we are not listening to the important signals and highlights that our body is trying to tell us about. In this video, we are going to go into some of the things that we should be careful to look out for and be more open to listening to so that we can be in tune with what our body is telling us and take action if there is something that just doesn't seem right. Hey, this is Dr. Moniqueadu, a pediatrician turned homeschool mom and keeper of my home. Welcome to my podcast, Sustainable Living for the Family, Health, and Home. In this podcast, we are going to be talking about all things sustainability and always striving to live our best in terms of the life-giving practices that we can do to build longevity and to fulfill our purpose in life. We are going to be talking about things concerning our family, home, gardening, homeschooling, health, nutrition, and so much more. I'm so glad you're here. Living in our fast-paced society and in this world today, many of us will often feel like we haven't had enough rest and we feel tired. Many of us, because of this tired feeling and chronic fatigue, will oftentimes turn to coffee, tea, and other things to help bring energy to our mind and body. But have we ever wondered, why is it that we have to turn to coffee every day or other even supercharged drinks in order to feel like we're able to function? If we are having to turn to coffee, supercharged drinks, or other energy boosting external things, we should start to ask ourselves, what is the inherent problem that exists that has us turning to something to boost our energy? Because if we are eating the right things and our body is in optimal function, we should not need to depend upon coffee, tea, or any energy boosting drinks to help us to get through the day. This is one big thing that I want to challenge you to ask of yourself today. If you are feeling chronically fatigued and you see that you are depending upon caffeinated drinks, energy boosting drinks, try and tease out why that is so. Are you feeling as if you have no energy because you have lack of sleep? If so, try turning up the amount of sleep that you're getting. You know, it is so important to get enough sleep, as I have mentioned in a previous video, as it is during our sleeping periods that our body heals itself, provides rejuvenation to our system, and many more biochemical releases that help our mood and help our body to live in health and the utmost function. So if you feel that you are chronically fatigued, you never feel like you have enough rest, try and see if you can get in more sleep. Then, if this has not helped you very much, try and see where else you can kind of tease out where your lack of energy may be coming from, because you never want to be depending upon anything to help provide you with the energy you need to function. You should have optimal function from the foods that you're eating. The foods that we eat give the recipe for our body to function correctly. And if you are choosing the right foods and you are getting in enough sleep and you are well and healthy, you should honestly be feeling energized. Also, what are you doing to make sure that your body is receiving enough movement so that you're not living sedentary and causing yourself to have a lack of muscle mass and really the vigor to help to move your body through the day? This may also be another issue. So looking into what you can do in even the small steps a day to keep your body moving will improve your energy and your health overall. Once you start teasing these things out, if you are still finding that you are chronically fatigued, you still don't have enough energy, start looking into the specific foods you're eating, as this could be leading to some of your fatigue because it's not providing your body with the necessary elements and recipe that you need to function correctly. Try and choose whole food, predominantly plant-based foods, plant-rich foods. Have your plate to be at least 75% of veggies and the rest other things such as your resistant starches, carbohydrates that do not easily break down, prebiotic fiber-rich foods that help to feed your microbiome, which is also so very important because the health of your gut will determine your overall health. As it was mentioned many years ago by Hippocrates, really he understood that our health really is centered around our gut. This is where much of our illness can come from. Looking into what you're doing about your sleep, making sure that you're getting enough, at least 7 to 8 hours. Looking into what you can do to keep your body moving and keeping your muscles toned is another important thing. And then third, what kind of foods are you eating to fuel your body? You're needing to have rich plant foods, fruits, vegetables, resistant starches, protein, making the protein, if you are eating meat, to be more like a condiment and a flavoring tool so that you're not overdoing it in the meat category, which can also lead to excess fat on the body and also lead to an overgrowth of negative bacteria that affects our gut microbiome. So having that 75% of veggies on the plate, resistant starches being another percentage, and then some proteins, whether it be from beans and other protein-rich veggies will help. And then having your condiment on the side, if you're going to be eating meat or fish, as another element that can fit in around the size of your palm. Adding in your fruits as well and enough water to keep you hydrated throughout the day, as water can also be leading to some of the fatigue symptoms that we're having. If you've done all these steps and you still haven't come to a conclusion as to why you're feeling fatigued, then you may want to go ahead and pay a visit with your healthcare practitioner, but come with knowledge in your hands, come with some understanding about how food can play a role in your health. And please don't be very willing to just accept medications, supplements, and so forth if you haven't done the proper studies and testing to make sure that that's exactly what you may need. Because much of our health and healing can come solely from our foods. But don't push aside any feelings of fatigue or tiredness, as it can be a warning to you that something isn't right. Pay attention to the cues in your body. If you're having feelings of fatigue, you're always constantly feeling like you need more sleep, you don't feel rejuvenated, look into several of these areas, make those changes so that you're not depending upon caffeine every day, which is not healthy for us at all, in addition to oftentimes the things that we tend to dress up the coffee and tea with, sugars and creams and all these things. They should be an occasional basis, not an everyday thing. Caffeine is also a stimulant as well, which can affect your heart and blood pressure. So if you can avoid that daily and just use it as something occasional, or if you're using it for health reasons, then having the appropriate one that's healthy for you and not heavily laden with creams, sugars, fillers, and so forth, then that would be better, but not to be used as something to be depending upon to give you energy, which is a sign that something needs to change. This is something that we all have to ask ourselves. If you're feeling tired today, dig a little deeper and see what you can do to turn that around. I hope this was helpful for you, and until next time, do all you can to be more and more sustainable and be blessed.
Thank you so much for listening and joining me on this podcast. Please leave a review below so that others can hear about a podcast that you have found value in and enjoy. You can follow me on my website at www.drmoniqueadu.com, as well as my YouTube channel, Sustainable Living for Family, Health, and Home.